Om Sahanavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvina Padhitamastu Ma Vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavasishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Shruti Smriti Purananam Alayam Karunalayam Namami Bhagavatpadam Shankaram Lokashankaram Shankaram Shankaracharyam Keshavam Badarayanam Sutrabhashya Kritau Vande Bhagavantau Punah Punah Ishvaro Gururatmeti Murti Bheda Vibhagine Vyomavad Vyapta Dehaya Dakshinamurtaye Namah. Om Bhadram Karnebhi Shrunayama Devaha Bhadram Pashyemakshabhiryajatraha Sthirairangai Stushtvagum Sastanubhi Vyashema Devahitam Yadayuhu Swastina Indra Vruddhashravaha Swastinah Pusha Vishwavedaha Swastinastarksho Arishtanemihi Swastino Bruhaspatir Dadhatu. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Dve vidye veditavye ite hayasmat brahmavido vadanti. The teacher said to the disciple Ashvalayana, or rather Shaunaka, Dve vidye veditavye, two forms of knowledge we should gain. Itaha yasmat brahmavido vadanti, the knowers of Veda, this is what they say, that we should gain knowledge of these twofold objects, subject matter, parachaiva, aparacha. Now the Upanishad begins with the why should we know aparavidya, the vidya pertaining to samsara? Why should we know that? Paravidya, the vidya of which subject matter is Paramatma, the Paramathika. This is Vyavaharika. So two sattas, or two levels of reality we accept, Paramathika satta and Vyavaharika satta. Then there is a third Pratibhasik satta, which is subjective reality. So this is objective reality called Vyavaharika satta. There is absolute reality called the Paramathika Satya. There is sort of subjective reality, like in the dream, which is our own subjective reality, the Pratibhasika Satta. What we want is to know and identify with the Paramadika Satta, the absolute reality. Because that happens to be our nature. The Paramartha, the Paramatma, fortunately happens to be our nature. And only Upanishads reveal this. This is unique about the Upanishads, which say that ultimate reality, Satyam, Ishvara, Paramatma, Brahma, is you. We are not interested in other systems, but then they think that Ishvara is in heaven and things like that, where the basic duality between Jiva and Ishvara is accepted. Vedanta says, no, you are not separate from Ishvara. Ishvara is your very nature, and you have to know this reality. It's not enough that you are Brahman, but then you should know that you are Brahman. You know the 10th man story. It's not enough that he is the 10th man, he should know that he is 10th man, otherwise he keeps searching for the 10th man. So we keep searching for happiness. We keep searching for Ishvara. Happiness ultimately means the same thing, not knowing that what we are searching for is our own essential nature. And that is the primary role that the Upanishads perform, is to help us understand what our true nature is, how we have taken ourselves for granted and thinking that we are a limited being, limited entity, which is not the reality about ourselves. That is the Paravidya. But to become prepared for that knowledge, Paravidya, the knowledge of Ishvara, Paramatma, absolute reality, what's the need for knowing Aparavidya, the need of knowing the knowledge pertaining to samsara? Is that what we learn from that, if it is properly implemented in life. Meaning that it is also important that we live this Vyavaharika life also properly, our day-to-day life also properly, then we become prepared for knowing the absolute reality. In that sense, the Aparavidya, in that sense, the knowledge of the world also is important, inasmuch as it prepares us for the knowledge of the Ishvara, Lord Paramatma. So that is called karma. Vedas have two sections, Karma Kanda and Jnana Kanda. So Karma Kanda is section which deals with the rituals or duties rather. And those duties also should be performed properly. That's what brings about the Antakarana Shuddhi, or essential freedom from raga dveshas. Brings about purification of mind. Brings about the inwardness of the mind. That's how the mind becomes aware of the self, has an inkling or glimpse of the self, and thus the desire to know the self arises. So for knowledge, what is most important is the desire for knowledge. We must have thirst for anything. For water also we must have thirst, for food also we must have hunger. So also for knowledge, we must have the jijnasa, the desire to know. And that desire has to arise in our mind. Then the pursuit of knowledge becomes more meaningful. How would that desire arise? By living life in a prescribed manner, living the worldly life in a prescribed manner, the Aparavidya. That prepares us for the Paravidya. So Paravidya is the Karma Kanda. The duties in the day-to-day life that you perform. And if they are done well, then they prepare us for the Paravidya or for the knowledge of Paramatma. Therefore, the next mantra that we have selected the next page, it says Dvitiyaha Khandaha. On the left hand side. Is there someone who cannot read Devanagari here? If you can read Devanagari? There are a few who cannot read. Right, well.
Some of the words are compounded. We have difficulty in splitting it. If we split wrongly, the meaning will be wrong.
No, that is a different thing, but you can read it at least. Yeah, we have not given you any transliteration, so those who cannot read Devanagari are at a disadvantage, but all right. Yeah. Okay, thank you, Swami. Tadetat satyam mantreshu karmani kavayah yani apashyan tani tretayam bahudha santadani tani acharatha niyatam satyakamaha eshaha vaha panthaha sukrutasya loke. So Upanishad declares tadetat satyam. This is true as it is. What is true? Mantreshu karmani kavayah yani apashyan. Now, sometimes a question is asked, Swamiji, who wrote the Vedas? Did the Rishis write the Vedas? Answer is no. Vedas are not written. Vedas are revealed texts. Who revealed them? Ishvara revealed them. But in the minds of the Rishis or the sages. So Rishis were those who devoted their life to austerities and penance and worship and meditation. Therefore, they attained a state of mind which was very subtle, and therefore they could find the same frequency with the mantras, it is said, are ever existing, and the Rishis were able to synchronize with them, with the penance and with the tapasya, austerities. The Rishis were able to attain a state of mind wherein they could sense those mantras which are already there. And that's how we may say that those mantras occurred in the mind of the Rishis. So Rishis are called the seers of mantra. And that is what is said here, tadetat satyam. Then this is true. Meaning that, O disciples, O people, may you accept this as true. Upanishad itself says, what is it? Mantreshu karmani kavayah yani apashyan. Kavayah, the wise, the sages. Apashyan, saw. Mantreshu, in the mantras. Karmani, the rituals. See, Karma Kanda section of the Veda also consists of mantras where the primary subject matter is rituals, karma. So they are also revealed to the sages, and sages in turn reveal them to us. So here the passage says that Karmani kavayah yani apashyan. The kavayah, kavi here means the wise person. Kavi ideally means the one who knows all the three periods of time, past, present and future. But here, Kavis will mean, here let us say the wise people. So, discovered in the accompanied the wise. Kavaya is translated as the wise, meaning that those mantras were seen by respective rishis where the karmas were revealed to them. A number of rituals are there in the Vedas, and different rituals were revealed to different rishis. And one thing about this karma is that we do not know the relationship between the means and end or sadhana and sadhya. The karma or a ritual is a means called sadhanam. And the result that you will get is called the end called sadhya. So by performing a given ritual such as Agnihotra, what will be the reward that you get, what will be the result that you get, there is no way that we can determine that. So the ritual is a fire ritual. If you say that as a result of performing Agnihotra, you may attain heaven, let us say, we see no connection between this ritual and heaven. Meaning that we do not see the connection between sadhya and sadhana, the means and end. So that is where the scriptures are required. They tell us that if you perform this ritual, you attain that result. That's what they say. So what? That's why he says, it is true. Hey, O human beings, accept that in all faiths. Have Shraddha. Have Shraddha or the trust in this sadhana sadhya that the rishis have revealed that by performing such and such ritual, you will attain such and such result, that it is true. As though the Veda is guaranteeing you that whatever is revealed as the end for a certain means is true, meaning that have Shraddha or trust in them. Because before performing and doing anything, and particularly before performing a ritual, Shraddha or the trust is very important. If you are told that if you recite Hanuman Chalisa 100 times, then you get this outcome, Vishnu Sahasranama so many times, this outcome. And there are so many things that are told to us. You know we are verifying unless you do that, and you don't know unless you are sure about it. So this is called Shraddha. The trust in what you are told by the learned people, by the wise people, by the rishis. So Upanishad says, O people, have trust in what the Vedas are telling you in terms of the means and end as to what outcome will you get by performing what ritual. Second line is Tani Acharata. Therefore, you perform those rituals. Niyatam, as specified, Satyakamaha, being desirous of the result of the action. So if you want these worldly benefits in your life, and essentially everybody wants, as we are growing up, then we naturally have a lot of ambitions and a lot of fascinations and temptations. We are there because we observe the society, we observe the elders, observe the parents, etc. And we see all of them give value, the wealth and name and fame and power are all valued by the whole society. And those days, heaven. So this is world, and the other world. The other world also is described as number of kinds of heavens. So in the Vedic times, this was the culture. where people grow up with the idea of heaven. And therefore, this lifetime essentially was spent in doing what was required to prepare for heaven, so that after death I will get a place in heaven and then I will be happy. So very often people sacrifice this life in performing rituals, because performing rituals means what? Every day, they say all you do is nothing but you inhale smoke, that's what it is. So this kind of pain you undertook here in the promise that you will get Swarga. You could not perform the ritual unless you had Shraddha, that by doing this you will get that outcome. So Upanishad says, may you have the trust in the result that is promised by a given ritual, because that is done by the wise. They have seen that in their wisdom that this ritual will give this outcome, so you accept that and perform the ritual. Satyakamaha santaha, being desirous of the outcome. So one important requirement for performing a karma is that you must be interested in the outcome of that karma. You perform Agnihotra karma, suppose it gives you heaven, you must be interested in heaven. Then only you can perform that karma, meaning that you must have the desire for the outcome that a given karma gives, and then perform the karma. You are performing Agnihotra karma, what will you get? I don't know. Will you get something? I don't know. Meaning that if you have no Shraddha like this, then it's better don't do that. Agnihotra karma, I know that I will get heaven. After performing this karma properly, I will reach heaven. If you have that trust, then do that. Meaning that Shraddha is one of the important ingredients in performing any karma. The day-to-day activity of cooking, for example. Shraddha, that khichdi will turn out all right. Whether it does or does not is a different thing, but that Shraddha must be there. Sometimes they prepare, some new things, some new sweets to please you. Swami, tell me, what is this? Now that becomes a big mystery, that. What is this? They meant to do something and what turned out was something else. This happens very often, particularly when girls are learning, in their cooking classes, and they come home and those experiments are done at home, and she wants to feed her brother, and I'm going to make some new thing. So how do you think this? How is this a dish? So my first question, who has made it? If sister has made it, then let me think about it. Mother has made it, I'm all right. Just to, tease them. But the thing is that we don't know how it will be. But you cannot perform a karma unless you have the trust that it will bring about a desired result. Therefore, have trust in the results that are promised by the karma and perform them. Eshava pantha sukrutasya loke. If you are desirous of the prosperity, abhyudaya, two kinds of prosperity are there: the worldly prosperity, material prosperity, and spiritual prosperity. The material prosperity is called abhyudaya. Spiritual prosperity is called nishreyasa. Abhyudaya, nishreyasa. One is Swarga, other is Moksha. Swami, why doesn't the scripture tell you to, that perform action for moksha? Says nobody has, moksha is not something that is very commonly desired by people. Nobody has a value for that. As Lord Nrsimha appeared and killed that Hiranyakashipu, and the devotee Prahlada went and prostrated to him. So Lord Nrsimha said to Prahlada, come, I'll take you to Vaikuntha. Vaikuntha is the highest place you can go to, and for all Vaishnavas desire that. So Prahlad was happy. Lord, with one condition, that you should allow my friends also to go with me. Lord, I will do that, except that your friends should agree, So Prahlad said, sure. He thought, who will not want to go to Vaikuntha? He went, come on, let us go to Vaikuntha. What is Vaikuntha? Vaikuntha is the highest abode. Well, that can wait. We still have to do things in the world, We have to make fun here, and then we'll go to Vaikuntha. Nobody was ready to go to Vaikuntha. Prahlad was shocked. Nobody had a value. So if you offer moksha, nobody has a value. Right now, a person has a value for what is valuable to that person. And they have usually pleasure, artha and kama are the most valuable things. Therefore, all these rituals are for artha and kama, based on dharma. Dharma means doing what the Vedas say is called dharma. And if you perform active action in keeping with the prescription of dharma, Vedas, that's dharma, then you get. So, people, you want this artha kama, you want swarga, then perform these rituals. No, Vedas themselves say that. And next verse criticize the very people. The very people who follow the instruction of Veda and perform rituals for gaining happiness here and hereafter are condemned in the next mantra that we have selected. Let us read that. Avidyayam antare vartamanaha swayam dhiraha panditam manyamanaha janghanyamanaha pariyanti mudhaha andhe naiva niyamanaha yathandhaha. These people who are religious people, they have Shraddha in the Vedas, and like any human being, they also want artha and kama, the comfort and pleasure. So Vedas have a number of rituals by performance of which you can get artha kama, comfort and pleasure in this world and hereafter. So most people will go for them. So first mantra said, you people, if you have value or if you wish artha kama, then do perform these rituals and you will get the result. Next verse condemns them. He says, will you learn something from your life or not? You keep performing karma. Those days rituals, today we perform karma in terms of business and a lot of what we do in our day-to-day life. Hoping to make income, hoping to make savings, hoping to have a new house, a new car, and prosperity, comfort, and traveling to different destinations in this country, in the world. That's what people do. Have fun. Enjoy life. If you want to do that, then perform these actions and do them properly. Having said that, then those fellows are following that advice and performing rituals of karma, and so he became an IT engineer, this fellow became a doctor, this fellow became a lawyer, etc. And they are performing, working in their profession and having good income and enjoying life. You told me to do this, and now they are condemned. So you stupid. Avidyayam antare vartamanaha. You realize, you fellows, that you are dwelling, remaining within the fold of ignorance, within the fold of stupidity. Ignorance is not the word, aviveka is the word. Viveka means living intelligently. So what the Vedas or Vedanta and Bhagavad Gita will teach us is to live intelligently. Make intelligent choices. This living intelligently is relevant only to human being because only the human being has the freedom to choose. Creatures other than human beings have no freedom. Meaning their choices are already programmed, determined, therefore they live instinctively and make the right choices. But we have been given this self-awareness, self-consciousness. We have been given the intellect, given the freedom of choice, that's called free will. And therefore, we are required to take responsibility for whatever choice we make. Creatures other than human beings have no responsibility. Therefore, there was no stress. All stress comes from this responsibility. Because, will it be all right? Would it turn out well? Would they like it? You invited 10 guests at home and you're cooking for them and this thing goes. How will it turn out? Will they like it? Will it be all right? So we are concerned about the outcome. And then they will blame me. You don't know how to cook this, and then that's why it's a responsibility. So since I am accountable for the outcome, and since I am responsible, that is what causes stress in me. And all this stress, so the point is that we have to take responsibility and we have to make intelligent choices. So these people did make choices so far. They made choices in order that they can satisfy their desires of pleasure and comfort, artha and kama. And for that, they followed the stipulations of the Vedas. Having lived a life like that, lived a life of comfort and pleasure, enjoyed life, now the Veda says, you stupid fellows, avidyayam antare vartamanaha, you are remaining within the fold of ignorance. Do you realize that this is a life of ignorance? Why, Swami? I lived life of dharma. I've always been honest. I never cheated anybody. I never hurt anybody. So some people feel that they don't need to learn. I don't need to go to Bhagavad Gita classes. When the wife says to this, husband, I don't need. I've been living honestly. I speak truth. I don't cheat anybody. I don't hurt anybody. What do I? That's what Gita teaches. So they think that simply by these basic values of dharma, they have done what is to be done. And they are being told that you have really missed the point of life. That life is not just meant for comfort and pleasure. That is all that your mind can immediately think of. But if you pay attention to your mind and desires, then you will find that the desire behind all the desires is a different kind of a desire. Except that you never take time to analyze that. And as the desires arise in your mind, you keep on fulfilling them. It is true that you are a righteous person. You fulfill your desires based on dharma, meaning that you do what is right. You don't hurt anybody, so that is good. Says no, there is also in the realm of ignorance. What is ignorance? Not recognizing what is the basic goal in my life. Not recognizing what it is I am seeking in my life. It is true that the mind comes up with one desire after the other. And as the mind is one after the other desires, I keep on fulfilling them. never asking how come the desires are never fulfilled. I just fulfill desires as they arise. Avidyayam antare vartamana. You do not realize that desire is the result of ignorance. Ignorance manifests itself as a desire. So how do you say that? You mean we should not have desire? We can't say we have desire, whether we like it or not. Recognize that a desire is a result of ignorance. How? Can somebody say how is desire a result of ignorance? Vedanta teaches that a desire is a result of ignorance. How? Sense of incompleteness.
Because desires are not permanent. That happiness lasts very little.
True.
A person thinks that I am lacking this thing, so he desires something, but actually he is complete. He does not lack anything.
Right. So it is true, all of you are right, that desire is a result of the ignorance of the true nature of the self. And there is no way that that will occur to us. As long as we keep on fulfilling the desires and thinking that we are successful because the desire is fulfilled, so success usually is understood as fulfillment of a desire. Safalyam. Phala means outcome. Safalyam. So when you perform an action, your desire is fulfilled, you are a successful person. So we understand success as fulfillment of desires. So we do not know what success is. Success is measured based on something out there, that I gained some wealth, name and fame and power, so I'm a successful person. Is success some external phenomenon, some objective phenomenon, or is success a subjective phenomenon? You know difference is subjective and objective? Subjective means, is that something to do with me, or does success have something to do with something other than me? I am told, and that's how I believed, I've grown to believe that wealth means success, power means success, fame means success, though there's heaven means success. So everybody wants successful. They perform actions for heaven, power, whatever. Avidyaya mantare vartamana. You fellows do not know that you are in the realm of ignorance, even though you're righteous people, you're dharmic people, and still you are ignorant. Swayam dhiraha panditam manyamanaha. Swayam dhira, we are ourselves wise, panditam and learned. So they think that we are wise and learned. In what way wise? I know all the rituals very well. I know how to perform the rituals, and I know what the outcome of the rituals is, and I know everything. So they are very well with what we call the vyavahara, or the day-to-day life. World-wise people. So they are very adept in all these worldly vyavaharas, and they think that's all, that is enough. Swayam dhiraha panditam manyamanaha. We are ourselves wise and learned. In fact, the second line of the verse says, Mudhaha. Who are they? Mudhaha. Means what? The fools. Now, these people are learned, they are panditas. They are Vedikas, they know Vedas very well, they know rituals, mantras, vyakaranam, nyaya, lots of things they know. They are really learned people. They can, give you lectures in Sanskrit, and that's fine, wonderful. But, thinking that that is all that I need, doing that is one thing. thinking that that's all I need in my life. Swayam dhiraha panditam manyamanaha. We are wise with reference to worldly things. We are learned with reference to scriptural things. There are two kinds of knowledge. The worldly knowledge, the scriptural knowledge. With all the worldly knowledge, therefore, we know how to perform the vyavahara, how to perform, conduct ourselves in day-to-day life. And we know how to perform all the rituals, etc. We know everything. Mudaha, and for that, Muda means deluded. Fool is a translation, but Muda means deluded. The fellow is lost. Sometimes we get lost while driving on the highways. These days you have this GPS and this, that. But in the olden days we didn't have that. In the olden days when we needed to travel, we would first take out all the maps, New Jersey map and this map and that map, and locate the route and accordingly, take exits and entries. And sometimes you miss, and then you get lost. If you know that you are lost, then you ask somebody. If you don't know that you are lost, then you keep on going. That is what happens to many people. We know where we are going in the right direction. Mudaha, deluded means that they do not know that they do not know. They do not know that what they are doing is not right. They do not know that in fact they are losing an opportunity. In fact, in a way, in a subtle way, they are hurting themselves. Because having a wrong objective and expending your energies in attaining those wrong objectives is wasting time, energy and opportunity. This opportunity as a human being will not, who knows when will it come? Mudaha. And unfortunately they do not know that they are lost. They think that we know exactly what we are doing and what we are doing is right. So they won't ask anybody. Janganyamanaha pariyanti mudaha. While being buffeted very much, so we are attacked again and again. You see, the human life is full of disappointments. Generally, not for you people, but generally. Disappointment is because we expect something, it is like trying to extract oil out of sand, and then there is going to be disappointment. Similarly, in life you have expectancy. You expect happiness. You expect peace and happiness where it is not. So we think that by becoming wealthy, famous, etc., I will be happy. And becoming that, you realize not so, then you do something else. And you think that by doing that, when you're traveling Himalayas, and your destination is, let's say, Kedarnath, far away. You go round and round, one hill after the other, then third and fourth. Tired and exhausted. And you then come across the pilgrims returning from there. You ask them, how far is Kedarnath? Just behind this hill. Then you come another hill. Where is it? Behind this hill. So in life also, we thought that we reached that, another hill, just behind the hill. Just do this and you'll get your success, what you want in life. This much. And thus we think that we have got it, we have got it, we have got it, we have got it. I'm talking about the common people. Janganyamanaha pariyanti mudaha. And therefore, there is a series of disappointments because I didn't get. So even though I became successful, I would be a millionaire. Well, I thought that is the end of it. I became a millionaire. Then after 15 days, my mind says, what next? I very much wanted a new house. I saved, I worked very hard. I got the new house. After 3 months, my mind says, what next? Thus, until I have something, I think that is the real end of my life, and that will give me everything that I want. There is success. When I get it, after a while I realize the limitation of that. It's not limitation of that. It is really mudatva, meaning that I expected something which that thing did not possess. You expect a house which is unconscious entity to give you happiness, to give you comfort. It does give you for a month, 2 months, 6 months. So I think let us change the curtains, and let us change the carpets, and let us change the rugs, and let us change the furniture. Let us do this, let us do that. Add a sun deck here, add this room there, and It's good. I'm not confused. What I'm saying is that this is how we keep on being affected by or being assaulted by variety of difficulties, variety of problems in life. Because nothing comes easy. Any kind of an achievement always requires struggle. We keep on passing through struggles one after the other, and we think that we have attained the goal, and then another goal comes before us, and that is how the life becomes full. This is a general thing as you observe in the world. Those who have still look at, listen to Vedanta, have Viveka, etc., may not do this, but people have not thought about their life at all. And they think that what we want is out there, like the 10th man searching for the 10th man. That search never comes to an end. And in that process, he may fall down also, then he may hurt here, get hurt. Then he's searching for, and then something else happens. Because their search is not free of all accident. That always happens. And so, buffeted by the difficulties again and again in life, ramble about like the blind, Pariyanti janganyamana pariyanti muraha. You go round and round, ramble about. Andenaiva niyamana yathandaha. Yatha andaha. Anda means blind. Next thing we should give, but the next we will do is to give word meaning here, because even translation sometimes, so a lot of things have to be given. The mantra is given, the transliteration is given, a word along with transliteration is given with a meaning and translation, then it becomes complete. A lot of work. But anyway, so Janganyamanaha, Pariyanti. Even if if you can read Devanagari, these words are very strange words. Pariyanti, Janganyamanaha, Dandramyamanaha. We are not familiar with these things. So, and I would not blame you. Andeneva. What is the life there? Do that to fulfill this desire. So we think that that's the way to live life. And therefore, how should the life be? So next mantra tells us, let us read the mantra. Parikshalokan karmachitan brahmanaha nirvedam ayat nasti akritaha krutena tadvijnanartham saha gurum eva abhigached samitpanihi shrotriyam brahmanishtham. Pariksha lokan karmachitan. Karmachitan lokan, very favorite mantra for Puja Swamiji. He could spend 15 days, talking about this mantra. He was very fond of this. So sometimes this mantra itself will be a theme of a retreat, a long weekend retreat or something. Karmachitan meaning acquired through karma. Karmachitan, acquired through karma. Lokan, the worlds or the results. So, pariksha, examining. You know pariksha, examination. Pariksha, paritaha, iksha. Iksha, observing. Paritaha, from all sides. And they were considering something, observing, analyzing, deliberating from all sides is called pariksha. Usually we look at one side and draw conclusions. Whatever we see, we think that's what it is, and then draw conclusions. And therefore, all these entities such as heaven, you see just from one side, wow, heaven means happiness, and so all you see is a lot of happiness, and a happiness without any obstacles. So that is how we see one aspect of heaven, or Swarga, which is happiness. Not realizing what it takes to go to Swarga. How long can you be in Swarga? In Swarga also, what is the nature of life? Now, our Puja Swami would make fun of that. This fellow, went to heaven. Very religious person, attended so many satsangs and went to heaven. And he looked around. After a while, Bhagavan is there. He said he had darshan of Bhagavan. Then after a while, he said, okay, now what next? So he looks around, He finds his neighbor. This fellow is here. He has done all kinds of miserable things in his life, and how come he is here? He is a fat wala, in Delhi. Fat means a rickshaw. But a special kind of rickshaw driven by motorbike. It says phat. So it's called fat wala. And the way this fellow drives, in Delhi or come to Ahmedabad, then you will know what it is. The way they drive, you have to close your eyes and you just surrender yourself to Ishvara. And say Ram, 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 Ram. The destination comes, thank God. So this Patpatwala was such that every passenger who used to ride in his vehicle, the way he started, immediately that fellow closed his eyes and remember Bhagavan. In that sense, this Patpatwala encouraged, or I should say, became instrumental in hundreds and thousands of people remembering God. He may not have remembered, but he became instrumental in thousands of people remembering. That's why he came to heaven because of that's a punya karma. This is Fatwala is here, That is Swarga. And so only after you go there you realize, Bhagavan is right in front. I had darshan. So after a while you say, I should look at Bhagavan on the back side, this side. So even that darshan also, you had enough of it after a while. And then look around and want to do other things. And so when it involves a duality between you and the source of happiness, there is always a limit to what it can provide you. But you don't think. It's only after you insert your finger and you're stung by something and you pull out the finger, then you realize there is some problem there. Similarly also, you go through these experiences. From a distance, they look very fascinating, very tempting, and people go for that. It's only after doing that they recognize what all is involved. So this is what is meant by the various lokas or the outcomes of performing different karmas. So analyzing them. So this is how this is a very important mantra in the Upanishad for the Viveka. You heard Viveka, Vairagya, Samadhi, Satka, Sampatti. Most important are Viveka and Vairagya. So that is what is taught here. What is the nature of Viveka and how that brings about Vairagya? We'll continue. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamada Purnameva Vashishyate Om Shanti Shanti शान्तिः शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। हरि ओम्। श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः। हरि ओम्।